Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a while, but my good friend Janiva, she's hosting a swap. She is purposely crafting the divine intervention here on YouTube, and she contacted me and asked me if I was willing to co-host with her. So I decided to go ahead and come out of a crafty hibernation and help her with this swap. So if you're interested in joining or you want any more details, please head over to her channel. I will leave a link to her YouTube channel down in the box so that you can find out what the requirements are. So we're going to be doing this embellishment book box right here. These are two samples of them. We got the inspiration from Diem, who is the cutesy shelf here on YouTube. She is an amazing crafter. If you guys don't know who she is, I'm going to leave a link to her channel as well down below in the description box. You can also see the tutorial that inspired us to do this project for the swap. She is a phenomenal crafter. She's on some design teams and she makes just incredible crafty projects. So we reached out to her and asked her if we can have permission to use her tutorial for this particular swap, and she was very excited that we chose one of her projects to use for the swap, and she granted us permission to go ahead and use it. I am going to be using her tutorial, but I am going to be making a few changes to the one that I'm going to be showing you today. I followed the tutorial from her channel, and this is what I created. This is the embellishment book box. Okay, and I used some old Maggie Holmes paper collection, Bloom. I have not been crafting in a while, so I don't even know what the newest paper collections are. So this is the embellishment book box, and it has this ribbon closure, and on the inside there's this space here that you can put something, and then she's got these 3 sections that have acetate pockets on them. So we're going to be playing with acetate today, and these are just some of the items you could put in. You could put in some embellishments, dies. This is a flower kit right here. You can put quite a bit in here. Okay, and then these are just some die cuts that I attached. And then I have this dangle on the end here that someone created for me. So this is the one that she did the tutorial on her channel. And then this is the one that I created that we're going to do today. So I just used some paper in my stash. I think this is Park Lane from Joanne. And I added this really fun dangle on it that has all kinds of sweet treats on it. And then this bow here, this is from Jana, who is Scrap Nuts. I just added that to my package. I won her challenge last year, and this is one item from it that she created. I just put some thickers here that say sweet and decorated it. And I used a metal or a magnet closure for this one, but for the one I'm going to show you, we are going to use the ribbon. So that's what it looks like all the way around. And then when you open it up, this one, I created a pocket here, so you can slide a card in it. I just made this card out of scraps really quickly, and this is what the rest of it looks like on the inside. Okay, so we do have 2 of the pockets, the acetate pockets that she showed in her tutorial. Then we're going to add these boxes here with acetate lids. So they do have an acetate lid, and I did a tutorial on this a while back for a glueless acetate cover. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do today. All right, and it fits on there perfectly. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll begin the tutorial. So some of the items you're going to need are a paper trimmer, and I went ahead and I pre-cut all of my pieces, so I'll be moving this away. And then these are some of the other items that you're going to need for this project. Okay, so you're going to need some adhesive, and I highly recommend using some red line tape, and you're going to need a corner rounder. You're going to need an X-Acto knife, a long bone folder if you have one, some Velcro if that's what you want to use. You'll need some scissors, some wet glue, and you'll need some snaps if you have this. And I'm going to show you how to use these sticky thumbs. Also, you're going to need your hot glue gun. So let me move some of these things out of the way and then we'll begin. Okay, so these are some of the pre-cut pieces that I have here. So this piece is 6 by 7 inches, and you're going to need one of those, and this is the box base. And then this piece here, this is the second piece that you're going to need, and it measures 6 by 9 7/8 of an inch. Then you're going to need some ribbon for a closure. You're going to need 6 pieces of decorative paper measuring 4 inches by 5 5/8 inch. You're going to need some pieces for the spine inside and out, and you're going to need 2 pieces at 2 1/8 by 5 3/4, and you're going to need another 2 pieces at 1 3/8 and 5 3/4. You're going to need some acetate. This is an acetate piece that I have here. It's backed with some tissue paper. This is for the acetate pocket flap, and you will need 2 measuring 4 by 4 1/2 inches. I have here 2 different methods of making the pocket. It's perfectly up to you whether you want to do the fan style. If you use the fan style, which is like the one that's in Diem's the Cutesy Shelves tutorial, this is the one that she used, and you'll need 2 of them at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And the other style that you have an option to use is the acetate pocket box style, and you will need 2 pieces for that if this is the style you choose to go with, and you'll also need it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. Okay, it's up to you. You can use one or the other. You don't have to use both, but today I'm going to show you how to do both styles. For the box base, you're going to need 2 pieces. You'll need them to be 7 5/8 of an inch by 6 1/4 inch. Okay, 2 pieces. And then for the acetate lid, you're going to need 2 at 5 7/8 by 4 3/8. Okay, so we're going to start with the book base first. So we'll move these out of the way. So we're going to start with this piece, piece 1 for the book box base. Say that 3 times. And we're going to score it on the 7-inch side at 4 1/4 and 6 1/2. Okay, so 4 1/4. And by the way, this is 110-pound cardstock. You want to use something that's at least 80 pounds or 110 pounds. You really want this product to be sturdy. 65-pound cardstock is going to be a little bit too flimsy. Okay, so 6 1/2. And then you're going to fold and burnish. And on this side, you're going to add some double-sided tape or some kind of adhesive. So I'm going to be fast forwarding through some of these processes so the video doesn't get too long. Okay. We're going to put that to the side. Then I'm going to take the other piece here, which is 6 inches by 9 7/8, and on the 9 7/8 side you're going to score at 1/4 and 5 3/4, 4 1/4 and 5 3/4. On the 4 1/4 side, you're going to take that first piece, take off your adhesive. I like to add some wet glue to mine because in warmer temperatures this will come apart. And just attach it to this side here. So that's your inside. Now what we're going to do, because I sometimes forget this step, I am going to add my ribbon. So this measures about 10 inches, so you'll need 2 pieces. Here, I'll just eyeball where the middle of the page might be. And then flip it around. Let's get this right. This this is the front. It's like this, so you want it to be right here on this side. And at this point, we can add these pieces here. So I'm going to get some of my decorative paper. And I'm going to decorate this off camera and come back. Okay, so I've glued down the layering pieces, and that's what it looks like. So that when you fold it, it looks like that. Okay, so now we're going to work on the flaps for these two sides here. So I'm going to move this out of the way for now. And the acetate flap, you're going to need 2 and 4 inches by 4.5 inches. So on the 4.5 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 7/8 of an inch. And I've already scored that for you. This acetate is quite strong and it takes a lot of effort to get those creases in there. So you're going to score at 1/2 inch, okay, 7/8 of an inch. All right, and then this is the easy part. So what you want to do is you want to take your corner rounder. I like using the larger size on all my projects. And let me take this piece off here. And the side, the opposite side of the score lines, so your score lines are there. The bottom, this is going to be the flap. You're going to make a corner round. See there? Do it on this side as well. Because these corners, these acetate corners can be really dangerous sometimes. They can cut you. Okay, so where you have your crease lines, you're going to fold and burnish. And then you're going to take your red line tape, and this section right here, you're going to put red line tape all across there. So you're going to do that to both pieces, and I have another one here. Okay, so these two are ready to go. And then you're going to bring your book box base back in. Make sure you're on the right side. And you're going to put one here on this side, and you're going to put one here on this side. So let's remove the tape backing and apply both of them. And you want to make sure that it's centered really well at the top. And press it down. Now what I would normally do is I would normally add glue to this as well. Wet glue. So let's do that to the other side. Like I say, the warmer climates, these tend to lift off a little bit in the summertime. Okay, so that's what you have. All right, and then you're going to get your decorative paper again, and you're going to glue it down to these 3 sections. Now for the piece that's touching the acetate, I will also use the red line tape to make sure that it sticks. And I would do that for both of these sections. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side. All right, so now we're going to work on the acetate pockets. Okay, so we have the box style and we have the fan fold style. Let's do the box style first. So take this. Now this is, I'm gonna leave the paper on back so you guys can see better. So we're gonna score on the 5.5 inch side at 3/8 and 3/4. So 3/8. Give it a good press when you're scoring on acetate. And then we're going to score again at 3/4. Rotate your paper. Do it again, 3/8 of an inch. And 3/4. Rotate your paper again, 3/8. And 3/4. Just do that on 3 sides because this is your pocket. All right, so as you can see, your score lines there. We're gonna cut up from here to this line, okay? This piece right here, this middle piece right here, that's going to be our tab. Do not cut that out. Do a wedge cut. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So this is what you're left with. All right, so I'm going to take this piece off right here. And we're going to start folding. So, fold here. So once you get everything together, it's going to look like a box. Okay, can you see that? Okay. So then what we're going to do, now is we're going to get our red line tape and we're going to get those sticky dots that I told you guys about, and we're going to attach this all together. So take this sticky dot. You're only going to need 2. Okay, I'm going to take that sticky dot, it's double-sided, and you're going to put it on the back side of this tab. Okay, so put it on the back side of the tab. And it peels off, and you're going to stick this to the corner. And if you guys have used these, you know they stick like crazy. They don't want to let go of anything, which is a good thing if you're making acetate boxes like this. So you know it's going to last. Stick that on. I'm attaching it to the bottom. Okay. So that's what, you guys can see that, what that looks like. And now I'm going to add my red line tape. Okay, so I have my red line tape on, and I'm going to bring this back in. Embellishment book box base, and I'm going to line this up very carefully. I'm going to start at the bottom and watch my sides, making sure that I don't go over any crease lines, and I'm going to stick this to the decorative paper as best I can. Do it on this side first. And then this side. And this is where you're going to need your long bone folder and just secure it. Okay. So you see how that's coming together. All right, so then we're going to do this side here, and I'm sure you guys know how to do the fan fold. All right, I'm going to move that aside. So this is where you're going to score it at, on the 5.5 inch side. You can pause the video if you need to do these scores. So you're going to score at 1/4. You're going to score at 1/2, 3/4. You're going to jump over to 3 3/4. 5 and 5 1/4. Then you're going to rotate your acetate, and you're going to score at 1/4. And you're going to score at 1/2, and then 3/4. All right, so you can see the score lines there. And this time, you're going to cut out all of this section right here on both sides. For these 9 squares, you're going to cut them out. So that is what you're left with. And then you're going to fan fold them and attach your red line tape. Now I have a sample already done here to save some time. So you're going to fan fold it like this. So I'm going to bring this back in here. I'm going to remove my red line tape, backing, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line this up as best I can. Of course I didn't add my wet glue. And line this one up. And then press it down. Get your long bone folder. And get in there and give it a good press down. Okay. So that's where we're at. And so now what we're going to do is we are going to attach the hardware and the Velcro. So for this one here, we're going to use the Velcro. I'm sure you guys know how to attach that. So what I try and do is eyeball the center of it, and then that's where I'm going to put my Velcro. Okay, that one is done, easy peasy. All right, this one is going to take a little bit more work. That's where this little piece here comes in. This is just rolled up cardstock, and I glued it on itself to keep it from unraveling, and then I just stuck it in between some acetate. And then this is to protect your project so that it doesn't pierce through this paper right here. So again, we're going to eyeball. I think this is going to be. Make sure that's straight. Right here. Looks like a good pierce that. And I think it's gone all the way through both of them. This bottom one will pierce it again. Okay. You can see where the holes are. Take this out. I'll bring in this tool. And some of these. And I think let's use a hot pink. Okay, so you're gonna need a round piece like that. You're gonna need 2 of them. And then you're going to need a male and a female piece. So there's that one, and then there's this one. So you can see what the difference is. Okay, so let's put this away. And for the top piece, we're going to put the round piece on the top. And then we'll use this piece on the bottom here. Push them together. And then you're going to take this, and the round part here is going to go in the black area here of the tool. And then give it a press. And it's on. So we're going to do that same thing to the bottom. The round piece with the point goes at the bottom. And then this piece goes on top. It's in. Voila. So now we're going to work on the box part. For the box, these are the pieces that you're going to need. And on both of them, we're going to score at 7/8 and 1 3/4 on all 4 sides. 7/8 and 1 3/4. All the way around. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this similar to what we did with the acetate box. We're going to cut up this line here, cut up this line here, and we're going to wedge cut this, wedge cut that. Now we're going to cut this off. Okay, so we're going to do that on all 4 sides. So here they are, scored and cut. So now we're going to fold them and crease them. Okay, so we're going to glue the tabs in, and this is your reinforcement piece that folds over. So let's go ahead and glue all the tabs, and I'm going to use hot glue for that. Alright, so now that you have your tabs in, you're going to put glue on these edges and fold them over. Okay, so I did the other box off camera. So here they are together. All right, so let's bring this in. We're going to glue them on. Okay, so I'm going to use some wet glue for this one. And when you glue it on, make sure that you are away from the crease line, from the fold line, so your box cover can come up without any hindrance. Okay. And then I do have a couple of pieces here that can fit right inside the box. Since that's the paper that's underneath the box, you see a little peek of it through here. So I just decided to add the same layer to the box bottom. Okay, so that's that. And now let's do the lid. So for the lid, I've already scored it. It is 5 7/8 by 4 3/8, and I've already scored it on 4 sides, okay, just to save some time. So what I've done here is, let me take this paper off. Well, maybe you can see it better with it on. I've made some dots. This is like the center of the box. I found where the center was and I marked it. And then what I did was, I have this green line here on my scoreboard. So what I did was I lined it up there, right? And then I made a mark with a marker on the score line, on the same score line, with 7/8 score line, at 1/2 inch away from this green line, and then 1/2 inch away on the other side of the green line, okay? And then I'm gonna take it, and I'm going to cut these squares off. See these squares? Cut your squares off at this point. Remember, it's scored at 7/8 of an inch on all 4 sides. Okay, so just to show you guys, I'm going to use a marker so that you can see where I have things lined up, just for the sake of demonstration. Hope you can see that. A little bit. I had a blue marker here somewhere. I don't know where it disappeared to. Okay, so 2 lines away from where this green line is, I'm lining up this green part here and lining it up here at the bottom. You can see it better on the bottom. So I'm lining it up 2 lines to the left of this green line, all right? And as you can see, I'm doing it right at the edge of the line, not on the line, but right on the edge. And this way, I'm going to score it, or actually I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and right where that line is, I'm going to come across and stick it down. You heard that pop. That means it's in the groove. Okay. And I'm going to stop it right at this line, this dot right here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of those dots, line this up to the edge of your board, put that dot on the green line, and score down to where I just made that cut. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Make sure you're lined up to the top here, and then make your cut. Okay, so that when you look at it, see that's your lip right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fold and burnish. We're going to So these are some sharp edges, so you might want to take your scissors and just round it a little bit so that it's not too sharp corners. Okay. So then you're going to bring your box back in. And it goes. And then I have another one here that's already done. Just gonna fit right in there. So there you go. And that is notebook box. Just tie it up. All done. Okay. And then of course you can, on your spine, you can add your dangle or tassel or something like that. You can put whatever word you want on here. But yeah, this is how it looks. It's all done. And it's a fun little project to do. I hope you guys give it a try. If you do, try it with the boxes inside. Do tag me and let me know so I can see what you did. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience. I hope you guys have a fabulous day and happy crafting.